you turned up now, finished?
Well, it's your job, not my job. Talking of jobs, chances?
You live dangerously. You
Well,
turned up late. You want a coffee?
Well, if you insist.
Well, you know where
Really
the
can't.
kettle is.
It's going to be a challenging day today, isn't it? Let's roll the intro. Hi, welcome to the channel. If you haven't been here before, my name is Langers and I am the Scruffy Trader. And what I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Kind of show you a little bit about what I do for a living and the strange antics that I get up to in this office and the one that I have at home. But mainly just to inspire you that it is possible that trading can make you some money. So if that sounds good, please hit the subscribe button, smash the like, and drop a comment below, because I genuinely answer every single one of them. And if you want to see more of the videos, click the little bell icon as well. So what am I doing today? Well, this is kind of it's a challenge video that I'm going to be doing all week. And I'm going to drop in little snippets like this before I do a finalized video at the weekend. Basically what I'm doing is, I put £500 into a brokerage account. So I got very limited resources. Oh, talking of limited resources, here's the woman of limited height. Well, you are little. That's why we call her Winky, you see, because she's a tinky winky person, only little. But she does make the coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes the coffee. And he doesn't like the black eye he gets for his cheek though, which is normally what happens when I have a go at Winky. Sorry. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, I've dropped £500 into a brokerage account. And I'm going to trade it as a micro account and see if I can make £100 on that 500 come Friday. So I'll trade it each day. So I did it yesterday. I've done it today. I'll pull the stats up in just a second and I'll show you the journal. And then when you see the video where it's all collated with all the days together, you'll see the trades bouncing around in it as well. So what I'll do is, just to give you an idea, I'll pull up the trade that I've done this morning, because the trick with trading is less is more, and especially if you've got limited funds, because if you get it wrong, you're going to put a dent in your account very quickly. So let's jump on the screen. I'll show you quickly the journal of why I've made the trade and the results so far, and a little bit of the trade that I've done this morning to give an idea. Come on. Okay, I've just popped a couple of orders in. I'll tell you why I've done them. We have a strong drive down on the 5 minute. There was a push above, as you can see, and it's kind of staying above or on the 8. It pushed up, stayed above, retested, didn't close underneath it, closed on it. Waited for this little chap which closed above, which gave me an indication that this thing can move up slightly. But the order above it, it has pinged one in slightly, made it a little bit too tight for the spread, which is 1, but these things happen. It's just a fat finger trade. But my premise is still correct. And I've got another one sitting. I'll just put it in the same place. There. All right. And it's a target of 10 and a target of 15. Okay. And yes, I'm opening up 2 positions, each with 4% risk, because I've dropped the risk down as well now. And here they are. So it's 1 position there, and then I'll watch this because I may be carving these off as I go. A little bit like these, where I'm taking profits out of them. And the whole premise of this is based on this. So I have a 37 pips stop, which is, it's pretty high, but I like to let it breathe. It doesn't mean to say that I'm going to let it go that far. It just means that I have enough room in order to conduct business. Okay. As you see, building up quite nicely. Yep, they're both in. So what I'll do is I'll just let it play out. And the idea is I need to stay within the margin requirements, which I am. And I just want to be in and out. This will be pretty much the last trade of the day because we did okay with the DAX this morning on the rotation. And this one is just a moving average based on a drive and me reading the charts essentially. Okay, but it's giving you an idea, and to see what I'm doing with this, it's actually come from the hourly, and the blue is above the red, which is telling me I'm looking for longs only. And then I'm taking it down onto the 5 minutes so I can monitor it. I'm not really bothered about this. That's just a target line now. This is my trigger line. But I have to be a little bit careful because there has been a sell-off. And I'm going against that sell-off. And the reason why I'm going against the sell-off at the moment is there's your sell-off there, but it's not making new lows. Okay, it's kind of holding up. So there's a little bit of a shift in the sentiment. It's slowed down. It could well be a rest and it's going to slam down. If it is, I'll just have to take my medicine and get out. However, if I'm right, I can grab my 10 pips and everybody's a winner. And just so that you can see it getting boxed in. This is on the pivots. The last target line is the pivot S1, which is here, which lines up. So that's what I'm looking for. And we have an arena between there and there. Now, if this fails, it's going to try and get down here before it retraces. And that's why I've got a bit of a wide stop, because I think it'll be under there. Okay. There'll be a reaction point at this area if this continues down. But in the meantime, I'm looking to get it up to the pivot. Okay, if I can get it to the pivot, the S1, I'll be happy. And what I'll be doing here, I'll make a choice as to whether to half the profit, like take half off, and see if I can get the rest of it to run up to the pivot. But at the meantime, this is what I'm doing, and hopefully onto a winner. So I'll come back to you when it's done, because like I said in this video, it's going to be a bit jumpy because I'm literally just doing a little bit, then adding into it, doing a little bit and adding into it. And I just wanted to show you it, and then at the end I'll do the summary fully. Okay, because if I don't do it that way, this video will last about 2-3 hours, even with me speeding up the middle. So I'll just come back to you on each trade and give updates each morning of the sheet, so we can see where we are, you know, like this. And then at the end of the week, I'll put my little thing in and you can see how the graph works as well. But what I'm actually doing also, as you can see, the compounder is working down here. I'm increasing the bid size, which is this section here. And all it's doing is it's just telling me what my next bid is. So, and it's not set in stone, it's just a guide. But I'm edging the bids up. So I started at 50p, I'm now up to 59p. You're not talking massive amounts of money here, guys, but it's pulled in over the last couple of days an extra £46 that I didn't have. Not a bank in the land is going to give you 46 quid on 500. Certainly not in 2 days. So that's the aim of the game. All right. So I'll come back to you with the next update. And that was that, guys. So very, very easy trade of sorts. It was a trade based on momentum pushes. Direction, as I showed you, came from the high time frames. And I monitor it on this journal. But why am I doing it in the first place? Well, across the weekend, I had some great emails regards the strategy that I put out, because I do put various strategies out and add extras into Scruffy Squad and all of that. And sometimes you should put your money where your mouth is. And that's basically what I'm doing, because some of the emails were very supportive, and of course, I popped up having a go.
You ding dong!
Give it to me again.
You ding dong!
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
So I thought I'd just prove a point. So instead of having £1,000, I'm doing this on 500. So I've got half of what the initial sort of strategy was all about making £100. So I've really kind of handicapped myself to make it hard, because trading is hard, not the charts up here. And I also documented in this journal, and I'll show you what I'm driving at. It's a long time since I've traded a £500 account, you know, and I do have room within my main account that I can give trades a bit of grace. Here I don't. So I initially put in a 15% risk, just because I work in money amounts, not necessarily percentage amounts. And as I was in the trade, I thought to myself, this is too much to bear against this account. But I documented it here. You know, it's a good solid push. It was a very high probability win, but nothing set in stone. It could easily turn around and go the other way. So I reduced that to a 50 stop instead of 150 stop, because the calculations was way out of whack on this sheet, you know, but the makeup of the chart allowed me to reduce the stop, because a stop has to be where a stop has to be. You cannot work on fixed stops. You really can't. So I see these clowns saying, yeah, 20 stop, that's it. You're not allowing for noise or anything like that. But at the same time, you still got to be sensible, and that is way too high. So I've reduced it, you know. And when I finished the trades that had been done here, I continued to reduce. And it looks like 5% position is probably about right. You know, it's out of the noise, it's within the ATR, and I can live with that. So that's the way I'm working. But talking of stops, these are hard stops, the maximum it'll go to. And as you know, I have mental stops, because I am quite disciplined in, if I see it going wrong, I can kill the trade. My mental stop is half of this, you know, it always is. And what I'm looking at is structure points. So a swing low, swing high. If it starts breaking these areas, and you see me talk about it, I'll look to either kill, unless I think I'm right, then I'll let it continue. If it continues and hits the hard stop on the footsie that we just finished, it was 39, that decision is made for me. I do not alter it. And a way I kind of stop myself from doing it is, I often get up and walk away. I'll do something else, go put the kettle on, talking of putting the kettle on, just a second. Love of my life.
Yes.
I seem to have a magnitude of cups, but no coffee.
You said you do it yourself.
I'll rephrase that. I poke her in the ribs and I tell her to fill up one of these. This is why I'm a scruff, boys and girls. See, I have multiple cups, because I always sort of leave one.
Your exact words were?
My exact words were, I love you so much. I'd be very grateful if you make me a coffee. She just stuck her fingers up at me. That was terrible. Sorry. As I was saying, my mental stop is normally about half of the hard stop. And if I have a tendency to fiddle, I'll get up and walk away. And then that stops me from wanting to play with the charts. So this is exactly what I've done over the last couple of days. I do have a stat sheet. Bear with me half a second. And that is that. So on the stat sheet, we can see I have taken 12 positions. Should really call that positions rather than trades, because the numbers that you're seeing down this side, they're opened up at the same time, which is why it's trade 1. These two were opened up at the same time, which is why it's trade 2. But then I started carving money off them, taking profits, which is this. So trade 2 had a TP1, and then that trade 2 had a TP2 as well. Okay, so I was just letting things run, and that's kind of what this means to me. It just shows me the trades that I've opened up together, and then which ones I've carved off, because I haven't got enough money to open multiple positions. At the moment I can open 2, because we're only up to like 59p, so I'll have to do 2 of them. When that gets up to £1, then I can open up 2 50p sort of thing. I can do it on some products on £500, and I'll show you just a second. I'll pull up a brokerage, and like I say, on certain products I can open up 2 positions, because the minimum requirement on the FTSE, what I was trading this morning, is £147 here. So I do have enough in this balance to open up more than 1. However, it doesn't give me much before I get a margin call. So I've got to be in the realms of possibility as well. So that's kind of what I've been up to. I hope this kind of makes sense. Like I say, I'll do snippets like this. They're very disjointed, because it's just off the cuff while I'm doing it. And then at the weekend, piece it together, and we'll see if it's possible to turn that into £600. And who knows? And then it's taking you through the journey as well of this. Okay, and it's kind of showing you why you use a journal, showing you how trades are made up, and ultimately showing you the rewards of what the hard work is. And you can keep altering your rules up here. I did have the rotation done this morning. That was the first trade that I did, and the idea was very simple: get in, get out, and there it is. There it was on the DAX. And then I moved it on to the FTSE, simply because it then presented itself. I looked at the Forex markets this morning, which I put out in a morning call. They were dead in the water. There was nothing going on. So when it's like that, I just kind of stay out of the way, and I look at a market that I can trade. And you can always trade the indices. They're pretty directional most days. Okay, so I'll leave it there, and I'll come back to you as and when. So remember, guys, do what you love, and money will follow. See you on the next one.